Hello. Okay, we are so excited to be here. Like Donald said, we were on stage last year.
Yep.
We weren't working together. We fell in love. And this is now the case study of a year of an amazing partnership. So we are excited to talk to everyone today.
It's the perfect full circle moment,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, so hello everyone, hola. My name is Astrid Emmanuelli, and I am Discover Puerto Rico's Senior Social Media Manager.
And I am Jade Broadus. Yes. Yes. And I am Jade Broadus. I am the Vice President of Business Development at Steller. We connect your social and influencer content to travel planning and booking tools, being able to show, from an Instagram post to being in Puerto Rico. So, here we go. You're going to be sick of us. Okay, so today we're going to talk about connecting the influencer content to commerce, planning tools, and marketing automation, integrating content across channels for sustained engagement, and then proving that influencer ROI.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with you because we had some lofty goals.
Yes.
Please talk about them.
Yes, so Discover Puerto Rico, as you may or may not know, Puerto Rico, our island, is known for having the longest holiday season in the world. And so our goal with this influencer activation or campaign was to showcase the island as the ultimate holiday season destination. And so with 20 influencers who participated in this campaign, they showed their audience what we wanted, right? The beauty of spending the holiday season in Puerto Rico, and they immersed themselves with the itineraries that we created for them in all of the unique elements and experiences that they can only find in Puerto Rico during the holiday season, such as our culinary offerings, the cultural traditions, the local festivities, the beautiful outdoors, of course, and all the adventures that you can only find on our island. And some of the experiences that they enjoyed, not some of them were known, but also others were off the beaten path. So we wanted to show people not only what they already know about Puerto Rico, but also new experiences that they weren't aware.
And Astrid came to us with, you can see their target metrics. So we were very specific from the get-go, before we ever sourced the right influencers, before we started planning the travel itineraries, doing any of the retargeting. We all started with these metrics that we wanted to hit. And so you can see tons of impressions, over 80,000 website referrals. We wanted partner clicks because we really wanted to drive traffic to all of the partners that contribute. I know we all have partners that DMOs are working for. So we wanted to make sure they were getting those clicks, huge reach, and a very high engagement rate because we don't want just video views with no engagement.
Yeah, and these were very ambitious benchmarks, but I was truly confident that we were going to hit them and exceed them. But yes, hitting 90 million impressions and all of that. So it was very impressive to see the results that we got.
Okay, so let's see the results. We'll jump to the end and then dive into how we did it. So you can see here, we hit over the impressions, we hit over the partner clicks, over the reach. And the most amazing thing is during that time period, we had over 10% of viewers start planning their own trip. Amazing engagement rate. We knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, and more than double. I remember the benchmark was 8.9%, and when we saw those numbers, 17.8% in engagement, that's a huge, very, very impressive number. So yeah, all of the benchmarks that we established were either met or exceeded.
Okay, so we'll show some of that top performing content because in a world where we're talking a lot about AI and other things, it does go back to the emotional connection with that amazing inspirational content. But could you talk about 20 influencers? That's a lot.
Yep.
What were the points of view that you were trying to get across with the different personas that we brought in?
So for this particular campaign, we concentrated on a variety of categories of influencer, not only from the tiers, like we work with micro and mid-tier influencers, but also like different niches like fashion, wellness, adventure, adrenaline, foodies. So it was different types of categories within the lifestyle section. And so what we were looking for mainly was like authentic content that could show like the authentic sounds, celebrations, the people, the experiences that you can only find in Puerto Rico through very cool, innovative, POVs from the influencers. So we were looking at innovative storytelling, that they were using like very cool trends, visual effects. And so for them to have those specific elements that we always look for in Discover Puerto Rico, but the most important one for us will always be authenticity, because if you're authentic, then you will always look for those authentic elements in Puerto Rico when you're creating the content. And so that is what we always look for. Influencers that can take a look at the destination and see what is different from Puerto Rico to other destinations. They definitely did.
And so, yes. I love the audience participation. Gold star. Okay, so obviously we wanted them to share on social media. They're sharing on TikTok and Instagram, but we wanted to take all of that content further and actually add geotags to a lot of this amazing content. Like you're featuring certain restaurants and hotels, outdoor attractions. How can we utilize that beyond just like an Instagram story? So that's where we put it into the Steller Connected Content Solution. So whenever the influencer posts on social media, they are directing to their Steller itinerary. And that's where we can create that conversion, grab their email, and now we can start behaviorally triggered marketing automation. We're sending them emails. They're starting to plan their trips. Now we have trip dates, which is really exciting because we can see the length of time from when they first saw that Instagram post or TikTok post all the way to ending up in Puerto Rico, which is amazing, and then booking. So that's really exciting. We'll show you one of the itineraries here. So all of that, again, all of those videos that normally maybe would just get lost on Instagram stories of that amazing restaurant or great hotel, we're now able to connect those to geotags within the Steller platform, put them all into an itinerary with a map that people can use. They can start saving these itineraries. They can create their own itineraries. They can add these moments to the itineraries. The influencers were great too because they added lots of tips within each element. And that was important for you too because we were highlighting a lot of partners that maybe aren't always highlighted with some of your other campaigns. And even, Puerto Rico, the island is huge. How many municipalities do you
78.
have? Right.
70 municipalities, yeah.
Yeah. And so we actually went in and made different landing pages for a lot of them so that they could have their own representation there too. And so these can be completely customized, the personal insights from the influencers and the travelers. We did have all the itineraries approved too by Astrid's team, just to make sure we were hitting all of those, the different personas, the different points of view, making sure we had a good level of like the right types of restaurants versus attractions, and the different hotels. And so then we don't want to just stop there. We want to put it on your website. Of course. So here we actually took all of that amazing content, put it into the Steller Connect players on their site. So this is on their homepage. And how many pages is it on throughout your whole website?
8 landing pages.
8 landing
across
pages.
discoverpuertorico.com.
So we're able to use the videos all there. They automatically change. So, the visitors who are landing on Discover Puerto Rico, they could have seen a social post, they could have come from paid marketing, they could have come on their own from email or something. They're now able to utilize that really rich content that the influencers use. So again, it's not just staying on Instagram.
Yes, and the Steller component, it also increased the duration on site from the people that visited through Steller. So it's like all the benefits are amazing. So even the duration on site increased.
Yeah, I think it increased by like 45%.
45%, yes.
So it's super exciting. So you can see they had an additional over 200,000 video views per month. We're having huge engagement rate on those itineraries. And again, now all of those itineraries are continuing to increase bookings to Puerto Rico. And then we also have those landing pages. So if, a user came into the app or the platform, maybe for just planning a trip, they didn't know what they wanted to plan, we can put them as featured trip itineraries. We can put them on the homepage. So there's lots of ways to continue that exposure within the Steller platform and ecosystem itself. And it's just exciting to see all the different municipalities being featured and partners. And then we kept going, right? So we wanted to send emails, and this is something that Astrid kind of told us in the beginning. She's like, we want to be the best. We want to be your best campaign.
Yeah, at Discover Puerto Rico, we have a say, it's like we're best, first, and only. So whenever we look for an activation or a new project, we always look to be one of those. We're either the first at doing it, the best at doing it, or the only ones doing it. So that is something that we always tell whenever we work with Steller, because we've done 2 campaigns by now with them. We did one in summer, and after the success of that one, we did the winter holiday season one. But we always tell them, okay, we're going into this new project. Let's always keep in mind this is our direction. So we always look to fill one of those.
Yeah, and so for this, our average email open rate is 27.2%, and the ones on Puerto Rico were 50.7%, which is incredible. A great click-through rate and over 120,000 sends there. And then we can also, if the travelers opt in, send them push notifications. Again, getting them to keep planning their trip. If they started planning a trip, let's make sure that they finish planning it. Let's make sure they book their tours, etc. And then we also ran paid ads to drive traffic to the website. And that should be millions of minutes viewed. Over 5 million minutes viewed is incredible. And we were able to utilize all of that amazing content, again, to get them to the website. Now the website has Steller Connect on it, so they're seeing that content again. There really is a through line from social to paid ad to website, just keeping it going. And then just one added benefit is we're able to put all of this amazing content on Bing. Bing has millions of searches every week. A big part of Bing's, I'd say, resurgence is all of the OpenAI. So these are on the landing pages for the destination on Bing, too. And this is the exciting part. So all of that is amazing. We love the views and the likes and the engagement rate, but what is the actual economic impact? And because people are planning trips, we're seeing that entire booking journey go through. We're able to, send Astrid a report of this is how many trips have been planned, this is how many have been booked, this is the average room night, all of that fun data. And so you can see by campaign 2, it was over 3.2 million economic impact in this first year from those original influencer posts and itineraries. And I think we were talking backstage, one thing that we now can really dive into is we have all the trip names, which is I was telling her some of them that were really funny, but there are some that I can't say in a microphone, but you have your baby moons or you have birthday celebrations, but so many of the trips, their names were actually a very merry Puerto Rico Christmas. So the whole reason that we were planning this was to extend that holiday season travel, and to see that trips were planned with that in mind is really exciting.
Because having the longest holiday season in the world, I was talking to you earlier, this year I even saw trees being put up in October. I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. We love Christmas. So since this campaign started in November and our holiday season ends at the end of January, we knew that we would have people seeing this content and booking their trips right away. And with the names of those itineraries, we knew that, it's the results that we wanted.
So, last slide. So, last year we connected we found a great connection, and we flew to Puerto Rico. We were like, we have to work with you, and now we have. So kind of our takeaways were just finding a great partner that you really connect with, and you're willing to kind of test and tinker with things. I think we did that on both campaigns of the influencers that were the best based on point of view and targets and everything, and just being quick so you can learn and adjust, and then create that action plan to utilize the content throughout your marketing journey. And I see that we're at 0000 time.
Right on time. That's perfect.
Do you have any questions? Do you want to dance to Taylor again?
There's a question over here.
How did you cast your influencers? Was there any diversity of age, of sexual preference? How did you cast your influencers?
So at Discover Puerto Rico, our campaign right now is Live Boricua. And what that campaign does is an invitation for travelers when they come to Puerto Rico to experience the island like a local. So we want people to have the most authentic experience when they're on island. So whenever we go to Steller and we give them like the kind of influencers that we want people, influencers like that, that create authentic content, that when they travel, they immerse themselves in the culture, in the communities. And so we give them exactly like, okay, we're looking for influencers with this type of content, like the niches. What else do we give you?
You do give us age, like an age range. Our influencer decks are always diverse. We want different, like you said, different ages, different points of view, from even we had like fashion niche to foodies. We had someone who was kind of older solo travel versus like an LGBTQ couple. Like you
Yes.
definitely have a variety because they can be themselves in Puerto Rico, and that's what we want to share.
And something that we did this year, which was very, very cool, I had seen other influencers because in the first campaign, we told them exactly like the characteristics that we were looking for. But for this holiday campaign, we already had some influencers that we saw in other activations. So we're like, would it be possible for you to find us these influencers, because they would do amazing holiday content for Puerto Rico, and Steller actually got them. So that is something that you can either give them the specifics and they can find the influencers for you. But if you already have seen influencers who have like impressed you, or you are really interested in working with them, you can also give them those names and they can make it work as well.
Or even someone you're like, we like this vibe. You know what I mean? That helps.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yes, so it's working. Hi. Congratulations on the campaign. It looks great, and great ROI, by the way.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. So, looking at use cases like Emma Travels Germany that uses an AI avatar, what are your thoughts about the integration of AI avatar influencers that are on the rise? And do you see them as a scalable way to maybe extend engagement, personalizing content, and even reducing long-term cost of influencer strategies?
Good question. So this is my completely biased, because I've worked in the influencer industry for my entire career. As a blogger myself, I wrote for Nat Geo and Coastal Living, and I think there is nothing that can take away from the authentic experience that people have in destinations, and a big part of that is the emotion behind it. I think AI is going to be amazing at helping us comb through a lot of data of a lot of places that we might want to go, even maybe taking, I want to go to these 20 places, now put them in the best order for how I should see the city based on location or times of openings, those kinds of things. But, all the feedback that we get from creators who are surveying their audiences and talking to their audiences, that Germany campaign had huge pushback with people. And I think one of the main things is because there is an immense amount of talent with local creators all the way up through influencers, right, who have large followings, small followings, massive followings. And that trust just can't be in an AI influencer right now. I will never take anything off the table with AI because I'm sure it's a lot smarter than I am and will get smarter. But I do think travel is an emotional experience that you have, and I would be interested to see where where Germany is with their AI influencer in a couple of months. But I do think we're going to stick to AI needs content to be able to capture from to make these decisions. And so if we stop having creators share content or UGC, all of our itineraries are going to be pretty bland pretty quickly because they're going to run out of content to source.
Is this, I think, yeah. Hi. So I know you had mentioned that you focus not only on travel influencers, but also like fashion and perhaps like art influencers. We've primarily stuck with like travel lifestyle. Did you see good conversion rates with those influencers that weren't just like travel influencers?
Yes, we absolutely did. Actually, some of the top performing videos, for example, we partnered with Nate. He's a surfing influencer. He did amazing. We also did with Malcolm. He is a wellness influencer as well. So some of the the top performing videos were actually coming from influencers who could not necessarily create content about travel, but about other things. So it was very, very cool seeing like their perspective, like seeing Puerto Rico from another point of view. So I would definitely recommend it, trying other types of niches and seeing the results that give you and how your audience react to those as well.
Yeah, like Malcolm is a vegan foods eat, and he just released a cookbook. And so his perspective and his audience, like all the places he went to were vegan eats, and he's showcasing wellness. And so for his audience that comes to him for the trust of vegan eats and wellness, like the fact that he would choose to go to Puerto Rico and there's all of these amazing things that they could do, I think that was the comments we kept seeing. Like the trust was really high since he's not jet setting every single week, right? It's not just another destination for him.
I think that's good. Well, that'll be all. Thank you so much, everyone.